What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Simpli-Fly. Finally getting another video up for you guys. Sorry it's been taking so long. I have moved into my new place, as you can see, but this is not the long-awaited setup that I've been talking about. The official setup is still in the works, but for today we're going with this brick wall because I just want to get these videos up for you guys. I've been seeing your comments. And just know, comments like these, the support really does motivate me to get these videos up even quicker. So I appreciate your guys' support and patience through this moving. But anyway, let's get into it. Today we're talking about using an approved minimum equipment list. And we're back in the same regulation as the last video, 91.2.13, except we're just talking about the parts that I skipped in the last video. And honestly guys, I'm going to keep it short and sweet with the MELs. There's a lot of things that I could dive into with MELs, but I promise you that you're not going to get insanely deep about MELs on your check ride. You may get some questions about it, but one of the reference materials that I'm using for this is Advisory Circular 9167. And I don't know, I didn't count it, but that thing's like 30 pages long. And that's a lot of information about MELs. But I'm going to tell you what you just need to know to talk about it on your check ride and know what an MEL is in general. So to make it as simple as possible, and listen closely to the phrasing of this. So an MEL is just a list of things that you can fly without. So if you're looking at your MEL and it has a piece of equipment, and that's the piece of equipment that is broken on your plane, you're good to go. You can fly without that piece of equipment. Now, a lot of planes, even small ones, come issued with an MEL. It's just that a lot of operators opt to not operate with an MEL. They'd rather operate under the rules in 91.2.13 that are left there if you're not using an MEL. But in this case, you are trying to use an MEL, and in that case, you're going to also need a letter of authorization for that MEL on board the aircraft. And essentially what happens there is an MEL plus a letter of authorization acts like a supplemental type certificate. And I might be asking, what's a supplemental type certificate? Well, most of the time, supplemental type certificate is used to authorize the modification of aircraft. In this case, it's almost as if it's being used as a type certificate data sheet because we're not really modifying the aircraft per se. We're just using both our MEL and our LOA to certify our plane. Alright, now on to what I skipped in the last video, which is 91.2.13 section B. And this section's including things or equipment that the MEL is not allowed to include. And remember, the MEL is a list of things that we can fly without. So if we're not allowed to include it, that means it's because they don't want us flying without it. And as of 2024, that list includes our type certificate data sheet or supplemental type certificate, anything required by any airworthiness directives, and things from just Part 91 in general. So ATIMATO flames, flaps, grab card once you get to instrument. Another thing worth mentioning is our master minimum equipment list, which is going to be found in that advisory circular I was talking about earlier, 9167. Like I said guys, there's a lot more in 9167 that we're not going to cover in this video because it could go on for hours. But to finish it off, even if you're using a minimum equipment list, the end doesn't change. You're still going to follow 91.2.13 Delta, which states what we talked about in the last video, so you can go check that out. But essentially, you have to remove or deactivate the equipment, placard it as inoperative, and record it in your maintenance logbook in accordance with 43.9. Once all that has been done, it comes down to the maintenance personnel and then the PIC's decision. If the maintenance personnel says no, then it's a no regardless. If they say yes, then it's up to the PIC decision. If you want 91.213 delta broken down a little more clearly, like I said, check out the last video. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. We're almost through task B, and I'm really excited to be almost through task B because it's been regulations for the past, I don't even know how many videos. I'm excited to move on to weather, which is much less heavy on the regulation side of things. There's still obviously regulations regarding weather, but it's not so regulation focused. You could talk about weather as a concept and scenarios. I'm filming more videos to finish task B right now, guys, so stay tuned for those. They'll be coming out soon. And as always, if this video helped you out, please like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know how mad you are for taking so long. But anyways, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.